What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Okay, guys, so today I'm talking about something I'm pretty sure everybody hates. That's rarity upgrades. They needlessly make cards more expensive. Obviously, Konami knows what's going to be hot because, you know, these sets are released in the OCG first, so they get a general idea of what people want. You know, bump up the rarity so maybe they can sell more packs, but the inflation on the secondary market, which always happens, it's pretty much unavoidable. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? You talk about Dark Arm Dragon being a prime example. The card was a rare in Japan. It came here. It was made a secret rare. Boom, next thing you know, it was a $300 card during the dad return format, and you needed 3 of them to, you know, properly be able to play that deck to its most potential. So, one of the things, it's always been perplexing to me how they choose to rarity bump these things, because, you know, granted, they use the blueprint of the OCG. At other times, it just seems completely random. Like, I'm looking through Cosmo Blazer, and one thing that I've just found to be startling and quite honestly just, you know, ridiculous. Spellbook of the Master. It's a really good theme card for spellbooks. I'd say it's a card you're probably gonna want to run at least 1 copy of. And let's be real about Prophecy. It's not really the cheapest deck around because of the price of High Priestess. You got to run 3 of those. You know what I mean? The Prophecy Magician can be a little pricey too. But, you know, this is a really solid card. It's kind of like a much better version of, like, you know, Double Spell or something like Magical Stone Excavation. You know, as long as you have another spell book in your hand and you control a spellcaster, then basically it tutors any normal spellbook card that you want. You know, if it's in the graveyard, then basically you can just tutor it. So you can use it to tutor things like, you know, your spellbook, power, your spellbook, secrets. It isn't the most versatile card because you have to have another spellbook in your hand. You have to have a spellcaster face up on the field, and then there are some cards like Spellbook of Life and Spellbook of Wisdom that you just can't copy their effects. Not to mention you're limited to what's actually in the graveyard. So this is just a nice little tech card. I wouldn't consider this like a staple by any means because it has a lot of restrictions, but, you know, at best, or, you know, at the minimum, I mean, this should generally, when you activate it, tutor Spellbook of Secrets, which tutors any spellbook you want. That's how I would assume most people are going to use it as, you know, considering Secrets has the whole once per turn activation clause, you know, so this is kind of a way of getting around that and thinning your deck at the same time. However, this card was made secret rare, which absolutely is just, it sucks balls. Like, I saw that and I was just like the British people, like bullocks, you know what I mean? Because it could artificially make this card like a $20 card, you know what I mean? Again, Prophecy is a very cheap deck. Then I looked at something like Fire Fist. Fire Fist are they're like one of the core themes for the entire Cosmo Blazer set. I mean, you know, Fire Fist and the Haze Beast, that's it. Like, that's what Cosmo Blazer is all about. But what I found funny was Fire Formation Tenki, which is like the heart and soul of the deck, is a freaking common. What? Like, I thought that this would be one of the prime candidates for a rarity bump. I mean, let's be real. If they made this card secret, I don't think anybody would have batted an eyelash because of not only how good the card is, but the fact that you have to have 3 of these to play the Fire Fist deck. And Fire Fist are going to be a tier 1 competitor. Like, I think they're going to be a deck that at least contends for, you know, the possibility of having like a tier 1 spot. So it wouldn't have, I mean, it wouldn't have been out of the realm of possibility for them to take one of the best cards in the entire deck and make it a secret rare. It actually would have made a lot of sense. But it's like, you look at some of the other secret rares and it's just like, what? Not to mention, Spellbook of the Master is pretty much the only decent card for Prophecies in, you know, in this set. So it's just like, man, some of these picks are completely random. And I just want to know what people think about it, you know what I mean? For any of the Prophecy players out there, are you a little salty that your card's now secret, but, you know, Fire Fist, you take one of the best cards in their entire deck, and it's like, oh, it's a common, so it's going to be like $1, you know what I mean? If Fire Fist Tenki was an Ultra, that's a $50 card easily. Excuse me, if it was a secret rare, that's a $50 card easily. If it's an Ultra, it's probably like a $30 card. So let me know what you guys think. Click on that, and I'll talk to you later.